Hey guys, are you one of the, say, 150,000 people who are applying to UCLA this year? If so, you might want to know what it could take to get in. Esther is here with us today, and she's going to share with us how she got into UCLA. Be sure to join us on social. We're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find the blog that goes with this video by clicking on the link in the description, and subscribe to our totally free mailing list, SupertutorTV.com/subscribe, and find out about everything that we're here and doing. Awesome?
Hi, I'm Esther, and this is how I got into UCLA. I'm currently a third-year civil engineering student. So I'm from Sacramento. I went to a pretty regular high school. It was a public school. It was okay, but it wasn't like the best. But my teachers and like the classroom environment were always like really nice. They always encouraged learning over just your GPA or getting certain grades. So with that being said, my GPA was pretty good. I got a 4.0 unweighted and around like a 4.6, 4.7 weighted. I took 13 AP classes and 4 to 5 honors classes as well. And over summer, before my junior year, I took 2 community college classes. So I took art and I also took dance, and these weren't really for academics, but just because community colleges in California, they're free of charge to high school students. So I did it just to like check them out. My test scores probably aren't the best, especially compared to other people at more competitive universities, or just even here at UCLA as well. So my SAT, I took it multiple times. The first time I took it my junior year, I got a 1420, and then I took it again my senior year, but I actually got a lower score, so I got a 1360, but it's okay. UCLA right now is actually test blind, so these scores probably don't matter. But besides that, my ACT, I got a 32 composite score. I guess if anything, like if you really are interested in taking these tests, you should study beforehand. I know that like I kind of studied a couple hours the day before, so you guys can probably do better.
Quick interruption. If you happen to be taking the SAT or the ACT and you do want to study for them because you're applying somewhere other than UC's, be sure to check out our online courses at SupertutorTV.com. We've also got a couple of math books on Amazon.com, and we have tutoring if you're looking for that, SupertutorTV.com/tutoring. Back to Esther.
Besides that, I took the subject test in Math 2 and in Physics. I got a 680 in Math and a 630 in Physics. So in my high school, I took basically all the AP classes that were offered except for art and Spanish, because I actually took Japanese as my foreign language, just because I was encouraged to just grow and learn, and because I knew that the teachers in those classes were teachers that really cared about their students' educations. I didn't take every AP test for every AP class. So I forewent like AP Music Theory, Physics 2, and Literature and Composition. But for the AP test I did take, I got a 3 on 1 exam, I got 4s on 5 exams, and then I got 5s on 7 exams. For extracurriculars, we can break them up into like school extracurriculars and my outside things. I had a couple extracurriculars I was pretty dedicated to in school. So my freshman through my junior year, I was part of marching band in the fall season and varsity swim in the spring season. And then starting from my sophomore year to my senior year, I was part of 3 clubs. I was part of the California Scholarship Federation, where we basically did peer tutoring, and where we went to like different colleges to tour them and just to introduce students to like different college options. And then NHS, or National Honor Society, was a community service-based club where we did community service as well as lead a project. And then I was part of Tuninkling, which is a Filipino cultural dance, which was one of my favorite clubs on campus actually. Outside of school, I did piano. If you know what Certificate of Merit is, I did that up to level 10. And then I also did drawing and art. So in middle school, I took art lessons and then entered things into like the California State Fair. And then in high school, I just continued to do it leisurely. And another like major part of like my high school was being part of my youth group and being part of my church. So I was a 1st and 2nd grade Sunday school teacher. And if you know what VBS is, it's like a children's camp that we do at our church. I helped lead one of like the sections, like the sing and dance section. And then I also was a youth group leader. So basically I helped lead discussions for sermons and preaching that happened during our youth group. For the UC essays, no matter what UC you apply to, it's all the same essays, and you choose 4 of 8. So just a precursor, my essays didn't really talk about these like cool internships I did or volunteering at hospitals. It was more about like my daily life. So one of them I talked about like how English was really hard for me and kind of going through that class. The other one I talked about creativity and kind of drawing in a notebook instead of getting in trouble in class. And then I did leadership at my church, so just talking about my youth group's dynamics. And then lastly, from like what is your greatest talent, I just talked about how I was more outspoken and how I did pretty good in group projects and things like that. So one of my essays I said before was talking about how I used to draw in a notebook. So the basic backstory is I used to get in trouble a lot, so then I had to find a way to like kind of calm down and to not disrupt my classroom. So with that being said, here's my essay. Teachers used to tell me to pay attention, to stop walking around, and to stop talking to my neighbors, but how could I when my mind wandered beyond the lessons and the repetition of examples for concepts I already understood? Or vice versa, when I couldn't grasp ideas and needed a way to visualize concepts beyond my teacher's oral explanation. I needed to find a solution before I got in more trouble, so I got creative. I always loved to draw, but obviously I couldn't bring out a whole sketchbook or a watercolor set in the middle of class to draw something that was completely unrelated. Then I remembered this notebook that I had. It wasn't high quality or expensive, just a plain brown pocket-sized notebook that I would practice calligraphy in and carry around during summer to journal. I realized that this could be the answer to my wandering mind and the solution to my misbehavior in class. Instead of rambling off with classmates, I started drawing the stories my teachers told. The pictures they painted with their words all came to life in my journal. In English, I drew interpretations of works of literature. In physics, I drew conceptual ideas of electron fields. In history, I drew the sunken USS Maine and Theodore Roosevelt charging up San Juan Hill. In biology, I drew flora and displays of their biological niches. These drawings were a way I could explore thoughts I had in class and pinpoint ideas that I didn't understand. The things I couldn't envision or draw were the things I needed to learn more. I could take notes in ways that reflected my learning process. Now, my notebook is something I carry around with me everywhere. It's filled with ideas and memories that I refuse to forget. Stickers from hip coffee shops and wrappers from old clothes, even receipts from adventures with friends. It's filled with inside jokes and designs I want in clothing. I draw places I've traveled to remember the feeling of different cities. In short, my notebook contains miscellaneous life notes. So yeah, in conclusion, obviously my test scores aren't perfect, but you guys don't really need it. And also, I definitely have friends who didn't take all these like super hard classes, and their SAT scores, when they were used, were like around like a 1200. Yeah, don't stress too hard about it. I think a lot about learning is just learning what you want to learn and putting an effort into things that you actually really enjoy. So as you can tell by my essays, they weren't like these super intense things. It wasn't like curing cancer or anything. I was drawing in a notebook. So yeah, don't stress too hard about it, and I'm sure it'll work out.
So thanks so much for watching, guys. Esther's on Instagram if you want to say hi. We have a blog again that goes with this video that you can check out, the link in the description, and check out our SAT and ACT courses while you're at it at SupertutorTV.com. We've also got tutors and essay coaches if you're looking for more guidance in the college admissions process. And of course, as always, we have totally free videos all over our YouTube channel. So like, subscribe, and watch some more videos. Thanks for watching, you guys.